Hi everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, well, welcome, and a huge ginormous hug to all my subscribers and all of you that are coming out every week, watch videos, comment, and are such a huge part of my channel. Thank you guys so much. You are amazing. Well, I have a project for you guys prepared for today, and hopefully you will love it as much as I did. One of the pendants is a little bit unexpected, but that's what you can expect with polymer clay. So let me show you how I made these. I am starting off with translucent clay. So I have 3 pieces of translucent clay and I'm going to add alcohol ink to it. Now I am using, this one is a citrus. This color is a Ranger's citrus. Then I am going to use a Pinata, Baja, and also the stream from Rangers as well. And then I realized that the Baja and the stream are pretty much the same color, so of course I could not have that. So I decided to, instead of the Pinata Baja, to use Indigo from Rangers. So now I had that yellowish green, and then I had light blue and a darker blue, and I'm cutting them in half, and I'm going to make 2 different things with them. I'm going to start with chopping these 3 halves into little pieces, and actually I probably should have chopped them into even smaller pieces because the outcome wasn't what I expected, but oh well. So as I cut those on, I put them on the side. I am moving on to my other halves, and I'm going to make Skinner blend. And Wendy, thank you so much for suggesting to use a teardrop, because I am having such a hard time creating Skinner blends, and the teardrop method definitely helps. But here you have it. Skinner blend is ready. You probably need to watch a separate video on how to make a Skinner blend. I should watch it too, because my Skinner blends are really horrible. And now I'm just folding it in the accordion manner, or Z fold, Z something. I'm really not worried how it looks at this point. I know the outcome is going to be great, and obviously I do struggle with Skinner blends and things lining up for me. So right now I'm just squeezing it to make sure that all the bubbles are gone, and I'm going to cut it on both ends, and then I'm going to flatten it. I'm going to run it through the pasta machine when it gets flat enough. So you see how you have the yellowish on top and the darker blue on the bottom. There you have it. I run it through the pasta machine, and that is my clay. Now let me go back to my little chop. And I am so bad at this. I keep going between the 2. It is just absolutely crazy. I hope I'm not going to drive you guys crazy with that, because I'm going between the 2 things. So here I am adding Pinata Blanca. And honestly, if you have acrylic white paint, that would work too. And I let it put on the side, and I let it dry. Now I took some scraps and I added silver leaf to them. So you have scraps, silver leaf, and then I'm putting my rolled out Skinner blend on top. Now I run it through the pasta machine, and you want to keep on running it until you basically start seeing the silver leaf poking through that translucent. All right, so now I have that on the side. Oh my gosh, I really should have done a better job editing it, but I don't know if I would be able to. Anyways, to my chopped silver leaf goes in, and mica powder, which absolutely made no difference in this. I don't think you could even see mica powder in the outcome, so I won't even worry about it. Anyways, so now I created a little ball with it, and now I can slice it. Now, what I'm going to do with the white, I'm going to place those little slices on the white, just like that, and then I'm putting my Skinner blend against it, and I'm kind of, you know, running it with the paper on top just to make sure that they're kind of connected and they are smooth. Now, do you remember me using these before, the silicone molds? They are great, right? So I'm going to use silicone mold for my first pendant, and the funniest thing is that I totally don't even like this pendant when it came out, because I really don't like that choppy part that I made. But I'm going to show you how I made it anyway so that you guys can see. So I kind of placed it, I knew exactly where I wanted it so that the choppy part is a part of the pendant, and then the Skinner blend is as well, and then you flip it over and you start filling it in. It's a very simple process and you can use it for so many pendants, and honestly this is a resin mold, but it works great for polymer clay. So, you know, use everything that you have. So that's exactly what I'm doing. You have to just fill it in, you're going to have to go in and trim it, and so on and so forth. It's going to take a few minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you it's going to happen like in 30 seconds, but probably 2 minutes. So I was done with one. I moved on to another pendant. I did exactly the same thing. I just placed clay in there with a nice design, and I'm filling it in. And both of these are going in the freezer for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, look how easily they pop out. It is magical. This is like a must. If you use those silicone mold, put your project in the freezer and look how beautiful it is. It just stays exactly the way it should. It's a great idea with the freezer. So let me show you how I created my main pendant. Now I took some scraps, and although it looks like complete black, it has a bunch of different colors in it. That's why it was my scrap. And you can totally do that. You can use any clay that you have left over and just create the body for the pendant. This is going to be a bigger pendant, and it's going to hang lower on my chest. That was the whole idea. So you just go and form to whatever shape that you want. Now I'm taking my clay, rolled out clay, and I'm just placing it on top. You kind of have to form it and then cut it out, and now we're going to kind of tuck the edges under, meaning like in the back, and they're not going to cover the entire back, so we're going to fix the back in a minute. But for now, this is exactly how it's going on. So you're going to have this bigger, chunkier pendant. It's so beautiful. I really seriously love it. Oh, it came out really gorgeous. Now my scraps. I did not record what I did with my scraps. So all the other clay that I had, I decided to chop it, but I was chopping it lengthwise only. So I had all those slivers that were, you know, stuck together, and I decided that I'm just going to cut them lengthwise as well. Look at this one here, see? Just like that. And I was getting those really neat lines, so I'm like, you know what, I am going to create a pendant with that. And this is one of those times, I mean, I know it happens a lot, that you take scraps and you create something that you really love, because I love that pendant that I just made with it. And the rest of them, I just took them and I chopped them into tiny little pieces, and I created a little flat clay, and I shaved it just to see what kind of design I could get, and it came out actually pretty good. Basically, I'm trying to use up all the scraps that I have, because I realized that if I don't use them up right then and there, I keep them and I always think that I'm going to use them, and I never end up using them. So this is definitely the past few videos. I'm trying to use my scraps as much as I can. But let me show you how I put together my the lengthwise, how shall I call this? The line pendant. There you go. You have line pendant. So anyways, it started coming out really awesome. And of course, because I'm jumping everywhere, it would be awkward if I stuck to one pendant. So of course I'm putting that on the side, and I'm going back and I want to create back to my pendant. So there you have it. I'm making a back for my pendant. Very simple, very easy. You can, if you want, you can bake the pendant first without the back, and you can add the back later, or you can do what I did here, which is it was not baked yet and I created it. Okay, so now let me play with my little line pendant. And I started off by creating my signature shape, and then I'm like, you know what, I think I wanted to have some body, so okay, let me put on top. No, that's not gonna work. So finally, the scraps on the right hand side, I decided to roll it into a roll, and then I added my clay to it and I started forming a pendant. And after playing with it, this is the shape that it actually had. It was the clay in the back was actually nice enough to create the backing, so I didn't have to add any more clay to the back as well. So that we have white here, we have translucent, there's some silver leaf, there's a lot going on in this one. It looks so much nicer even in real life than in the picture. So I baked it and I put resin on it, and look at that, there is so much depth in it. It's almost like grooves of on the white one, it's almost like grooves of a rock, and the veins going through the silver leaf inside and stuff. This one here, now I just, those choppy choppies did not work for me at all. Look at this one. Oh, no. Nah, let me remove that. Anyways, I loved my big pendant on the left as well, with all the silver leaf crackle. It just looked amazing. I was so happy with those pendants. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know I was kind of all over the place because I was trying to do 10,000 things at the same time, but I really hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, if you did, make sure that you give me a big thumbs up and leave a comment. And my friends, till next time, and till more videos. Ta-ta!